Hello, thank you for checking out my tutorial on the Texas All-State Jazz Drums Etudes for 2020 and 2021. My name is Andy Smith. I teach at the University of Texas at El Paso. And these videos I am doing in collaboration with my friends at Innovative Percussion. Now, for all three of these etudes, notice the sound of the big band and the use of the electric bass. And that sound lends itself to a little bit lower tuning, a little bit of punch in the drums. So maybe as opposed to a classic bebop jazz kit with a wide open 18-inch bass drum you might use in a trio or quartet. Let's talk about Bob Mintzer's computer. And staying on the topic of the instrument just for a second, I've actually changed my cymbals out for the swing chart already, but have a couple crash cymbals, not too dark, so they're not speaking too late for the funk tune and probably also for Manteca. And then have a nice bell, especially for the end of the funk chart on computer. So, of course, check out Bob Mintzer's original recording with the great Peter Erskine on there. He lays it down for you. The groove is fantastic, and all the fills are marking form and are stylistic. Listen to what Erskine did on the intro. The chart suggests bring the hi-hat in the second time. That's what Erskine did. It's perfect. Also notice in measure 2, there are some figures that are not marked in the chart. Erskine played them. It sounds great, so I played them too. Then you want to set up measure 9. Getting into the groove, notice there's a displaced backbeat before beat 2. And it doesn't necessarily coincide with other parts that are happening, but it just propels the groove forward. I tried playing it on beat 2, where the horn parts are sitting, and it felt more plodding. So again, follow what Erskine laid down. It works great. I think a little bit of a accented pulse for the groove. And then when you get down to measure 21, the orchestration's a little thicker and the energy's picking up. So a little more 16th note activity in the hi-hat part and or the snare drum part, just to liven things up. And at 25, you can start to open up the hi-hat a little bit, building some tension. In playing the groove, play with good stylistic balance around the drums. Being a funk groove, you want to punch the kick and the snare a little bit hotter than the cymbals and let the cymbals be the glue in between. Avoid the common error of too much right hand or lead hand on the hi-hat or whatever cymbal. At 33, it's a straight up kind of disco 4 on the floor groove. Just keep it hot, keep it in the pocket. There's, in addition to the 4 on the floor kick drum, an upbeat accent in the groove, in the ride. You can play that hand to hand. Erskine actually did something with an open hi-hat on the E. It's the te in potato, or the E and the 1 E anda. To me, that's a little bit of a Brazilian idea, and it worked great. I like the feeling of letting my backbeat hand kind of stay at the snare drum versus playing hand to hand. So I know what works for me, and what I do is play the upbeat accent with a kind of triple beat, so it sort of works like this: 1, 2, 3. I also like to ornament the 4 on the floor with the kick drum a bit, playing some straight 8th notes or a heartbeat rhythm 16th note, lub dub, a little bit. On the third time through, just pick up the intensity, go to the cymbal bell. All right, do lots of listening. Happy working on your 16th note funk grooves, and we'll see you in another tutorial.